sense from the after hour. Where is it? Working harder, make you better, make faster, make sense from the after hour. Where is it? Working harder, make you better, make faster, make sense from the after hour. Where is it? Working harder, make you better, make faster, make sense from the after hour. Where is it? Working harder, make you better, make faster, make sense from the after hour. It's never over.
What up guys, it's Gokubond007299 here, and today I wanted to do a kind of a Dragon Ball Z type video since the new Dragon Ball Fighter Z game is coming out and it looks amazing. I'm sorry I didn't do a reaction to it. I was watching it live and I didn't know if I could, live stream it, or watch it live. I don't know. But I regret doing that because now it's popular. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of tell y'all about my Dragon Ball Z experiences, like how I came to love it and how I came to know it, and looking forward to things for it, and yeah, all sorts of things. So, kind of like a retrospective of it. I don't know, something like that. Well, when I was younger, it was about 2000 something when Toonami came on, and they'd always show the Dragon Ball Z on TV, on Cartoon Network, and my mom and dad would not let me because back then, okay, I'm a Christian, right? I'm still a Christian, but when I was younger, our religion thought that it was demonic and crazy, and just everything from the devil, and I'm like, well, kind of felt bad for the kids who wanted to watch like Pokemon and stuff like that, but we didn't get that, so I had to experience it much later, and later we had already watched The Matrix and all that, so I've exposed myself to a lot of movies that are rated R, not Christian, but it doesn't change the message or something like that. I don't know what even that is all about, but I later caught it unfortunately I caught it on the Toon's Eye version, which was just when I was younger I thought it was so amazing, but I later rented it at Hastings when we used to have a Hastings, and I remember watching it, and then there was a curse word, and I'm like, oh, my ears were so sensitive back then. I didn't even like curse words. I didn't even know what curse words were, and I was like, oh, wow. And I came to love it because it was more than what I was seeing on TV. And I'd never experienced anything like that. I mean, I've rented like anime before, like Transformers and stuff, but I'd never experienced something as serial as Dragon Ball Z. Like, I always thought that the music was just so great, and I later came to learn that it was all copyrighted, but I was like, ugh, that's horrible, but it sounds so good. And I fell in love with it, and I had to return it, and I wanted to watch it again so bad that I watched an older Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Bricks, the orange ones, and I was like, I fell asleep. I really did, because I had no idea that this was the older version of it, and I fell asleep. Honest to God, I did, because I was so tired. And I was waiting for something to happen. Really, I really was, and it was hard for me to watch it. And another thing, I also kind of experienced Dragon Ball Z. In that time, we had this thing where we'd play video games at our friend's house, and he brought over this Dragon Ball Z game. Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit was the first Dragon Ball Z game that I played, and I always gravitated to this one character. Let's just pretend like I didn't know who Goku was. I immediately just looked at this character, and he had orange, and he had spiky hair, not like Vegeta, but like, curly, like spiky hair, like a young guy. Like, I liked cool guys like that, and I realized he was the most powerful character in the game, and I was like, who is this guy? And you're like, oh, that's Goku, he's the main character. I'm like, oh. I later learned that my personality is not too far from Goku. I later was, here's a funny little off story. I was at Comic-Con at Amarillo, Yellow City Comic-Con, or the Hastings Comic-Con, or whatever they had. And I met Justin Cook from Dragon Ball Z. He did the voice of Raditz and Majin Buu and all that crazy stuff, and I was like, dude, that's so awesome. I got to hug him, I got to ask him a bunch of questions. I will put a video up here in a second.
It's pretty good. We finished it last night. Pretty make it out you.
No, him first.
Alright.
Could you do a line from Dragon Ball Z Kai? It says, darn Scouter, it's probably broken.
Darn Scouter is probably broken.
Yes. And can you also do Dende?
Sure.
Like a line from Battle of Gods. Yeah, sure, he may have been evil, but he's been fighting on our side for years now.
Okay. Yeah, sure, he may have been evil, but he's been fighting on our side for many years now.
Oh,
This guy is awesome.
Later on down the road, I met the voice of Master Roshi, which was kind of awkward because then they made us pay to do shout outs, and I was like, that's not what I was expecting. But you know, they gotta make money somehow, but I don't know why, because they bank on Dragon Ball. I don't know, but this was so awesome, and I wanted to ask him, will Sean Schemmel come to Amarillo Comic-Con? He's the voice of Goku. You know, and he was like, no, he's not going to be here, but I asked him, can I send him a voice message or something? He's like, yes, absolutely. So he put his phone up to my face, and I kind of described my love for Goku and my thank you to Sean Schemmel, and I cried. I really did. I didn't catch this on film, but I cried, and I was so happy. I was so happy to at least get close to him and talk to him, and I it's so crazy because I had to leave after that, and I was like, thank you so much, I have to go, but I thank you so much, I appreciate it. And later that day, he was looking for me, Justin Cook was, and my friend KJ, I don't know if she wants to be announced in this, but whatever, she texted me, and she's like, Matthias, you missed out. I'm like, what? Justin Cook was looking for you, and I was like, what? And he's like, Sean Schemmel responded. And he said, wow, that kid was amazing. And I'm like, tell him thank you. And I was like, oh. And then he said, he also sounded like a mini version of me. And I was like, ah! Dude, I don't even know if I got that text message anymore. Oh, I'll have to get it from KJ. Oh, dude, that really brightened up my day. I was like, dude, that is insane. That is crazy. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so happy. You know, I was so happy when I heard that. And I was like, oh my god, this community is amazing. I love this, and I love Gun. I got to meet him, and he said I sounded like him. I was like, dude, that's cool. You know, I didn't let it go to my head, but a little bit did, but whatever. And then, later on, I was much more mature, and then I met, the voice of Master Roshi. I kind of wanted him to do a voice, like, I wanted him to say a specific line I don't know, and he's like, how about I just make something up for you? And I'm like, perfect. And I filmed it. I had to pay for it, of course, which is just freaking expensive, which is kind of ridiculous. But whatever, I got to meet freaking Master Roshi.
And go.
Matthias, this is Master Roshi. If you want to come train with me, you're going to have to come with a whole lot of magazines. And you know which kind I want. They're to help for martial arts training purposes, of course.
Oh, sweet.
Okay, and he did the little thing, and I was like, oh, dude, that's so awesome. He's like, hey, check out the panel that we're going to do. And I'm not going to show that because I embarrassed myself, because the voice of Mikasa Ackerman, I think that's her name, Mikasa, from Attack on Titan, and I'm sure that she's forgiven me, but I laughed at her because she laughed, and I was like, what kind of laugh is that? And she's like, that's my laugh. I know I gotta get flack for my laugh. And I'm like, oh, such an idiot, you know? And but you know, I make mistakes, and everyone make mistakes. But I'm sure she didn't take it too hard, and I got to talk to them a little bit afterwards, and then kind of left, and we hung out after that. I didn't hang out with them, but I hung out afterwards with like my friends and stuff. I'm such a dork. I'll put up the encounter with Ian. No, it's Ian. Something McFarlane. And then that was it. Then I continued to watch Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. It came back on Toonami, which is another thing that I asked Justin Cook, will we get to see the Buu saga for Dragon Ball Z Kai? And I said, I don't know. I can't really say anything, but you'll probably see it on Toonami. I'm like, really? Like, I'm excited for that. You know, I asked him as much as I could, you know, and I had to thank him so much, and I really love Dragon Ball Z. It's really grounded me, and I know sometimes another thing with Dragon Ball Z, completely unrelated with the community, the fighting, the animation. Now, it's nothing like Akira, but it is still amazing. It is still the best action show in the world. The best action anime by far. Even compared to like One Punch Man, there are still many battles with Dragon Ball Z. Kai, because Dragon Ball Z was longer and more methodical and more like they didn't know the script and they had to follow the Spanish dub to kind of get a sense of where the script was, you know. And they had a horrible audio stuff, and they really were just a poor company at first when they're first doing it. And they've gotten better. That's why they made Kai, is because it looks amazing and it sounds amazing. And later on, I got to watch the Dragon Ball Z Kai on Buu Saga. And I was like, dude, this is amazing. I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait. I seriously can't. And I was like, dude, this is great. I wonder if there's gonna be more, you know. And then Dragon Ball Super hits, and I'm like, dude. There's a whole nother thing about Dragon Ball Super. I'm still kind of getting used to the new animations and stuff, but it comes on tonight, Saturday. So yeah, that's kind of my Dragon Ball Z retrospective, and I kind of go back and forth with the Dragon Ball Z. I go Kai, and then sometimes if I want to get my nostalgic feeling, I'll watch like Toonami, and then they'll show the old school like Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z coming up next with the original Toonami dub, you know, because they had the Ocean dub and then Funimation in the middle. So yeah, that was it. So thank you guys so much. Love y'all. Gokubond007299 out. Bye.